there are some things that a person can do that can't be repeated in another relationship. And if you look for it in your next relationship, you're always going to be unhappy. Hello! Welcome back to Imani's Clubhouse. Today's video is going to be about remaining friends with an ex.
Why? Why?
Somebody say,
oh hell no.
I don't know how y'all do it. I'm still learning myself, okay? Because I'm not the friendly hello to my ex type. It's just, I recently started to make amends with my exes, well, an ex really, and healing old wounds. My last ex that I talked to, we actually healed wounds. It was wounds that needed to be healed and that I held on to for X amount of years, and we had a conversation about it on multiple times. And when I tell you, it was the most healing thing for me, because I was holding on to that hurt to the point that I wouldn't even really say hello when I seen her in person. And it was a lot going through that. Me, a couple of months ago, would tell you, no, honey, we don't do exes.
We don't do motherfucking exes, okay? None.
But me now, a hello is nothing. Maybe a hug is reaching. But a hello is nothing. Hey, how you doing? If you get to that point where you get in a hug basis, then I must really fucking forgive you. What is an ex? Okay? An ex is someone that can kiss your ass.
Your black ass, your white ass, your Asian ass, your Blasian ass. They can kiss your motherfucking ass. Okay?
They hurt your feelings, right? Right? They hurt your feelings. So tell them to kiss your ass. Okay? That's an ex. And truth be told, an ex is someone that you're not dealing with anymore. An ex is someone that you used to talk to, love, be with, and it just didn't work out. You just not in their picture and they're not in yours, and it's okay.
If you see me looking to the right, it's because I'm reading my notes, okay? So the category is, honey, double chin to the right and notes. No, the category is double chin realness. Okay, that's fine.
So what is an ex? Okay, how long should you decide if you want to remain friends or not? Okay, then you have, are exes really friends if there are still benefits that you both have? And when I say benefits, I mean like friends with benefits, like y'all are still fucking around and stuff like that, and those are benefits. Okay, let's not act stupid here. Could you still be in love with an ex but not want the relationship? Maybe they have a hold on you. Maybe you guys are just we'll get into it. Okay, when is the proper time to let go or try the relationship again? And that really depends on, could you still be in love with an ex but not want the relationship, to be honest with you. And then the bonus question is, should you introduce your ex to your new boo, bae, whatever you got going on now? So let's get into number one. What is an ex? I just said what an ex was, okay? They're people from your past. How long should you decide if you want to, remain friends or not?
And I'm looking this direction because I'm reading my notes, right?
So how long should you decide if you want to remain friends or not? That should be questions you should be actually talking about while you're together. And not saying that you're predicting that you're going to be broken up, but at some point you just kind of want to know, listen, if we happen to break up, should we remain friends? Should we not remain friends? And I guess the answer really just depends in real life, how bad the breakup was and what it was on and what happened, and that'll be the right thing to figure out. me personally, like even right now with my girlfriend, like we discuss these things, but I just feel like, you know, we have breakups and stuff like that. And,
It only lasted 2 days, honey.
but you know, we have them. Sometimes it's like, you know, they're getting on motherfucking nerves. Like, you know what? Before I do something to you, like you some bitch on the street I don't fuck with, let me just exit stage left, stage right, down stage, up stage. Let me just exit. Like, you gotta go, okay? Like, you gotta go. But again, but then you have the discussions. Okay, well, when we broke up, we said, okay, we're gonna remain friends, right? And I'll date whoever I want to date. I don't care who you date, as long as you let me know if you're gonna fuck them or not. Because if I'm still giving you my pussy, I would like to know who you're fucking, and I would do the same. You know, that's something that you guys should be talking about, in my opinion. Like when you guys are together, like, are we breaking up and remaining friends? Are we breaking up and, you know, we're not remaining friends? Are we breaking up and remaining, you know, friends with benefits, which is gonna come up again in this conversation? Like, you know, how are you guys breaking up? Okay, if you guys are broken up, the next question would be, okay, well, are we really exes if we're still friends with benefits? And that is such a hard topic to discuss, because if we're exes, right? Okay, so a minute ago we broke up. So now you're in my past, right? So now you're an ex from my past approximately a minute ago, okay? And we decided that, you know what, the relationship is not working out, but you fuck me really good, and now we're gonna stay together as friends with benefits. And okay, well, what happens when you in the mood and, okay, let's say the dick is good, or let's say the pussy is good, or let's just say like the head is good, or the strap is good, whatever the person is giving you, like, you know.
This appeals to everyone, of all sexualities, right? I don't leave nobody out.
So let's say it's that good for you, and the sex still feels like y'all have that connection in that relationship. Please do not get back with that person. Because it's not going to erase what happened a minute ago. It's only going to cover the problems that you just had. And then after that nut is done, after you done fucking that person, you realize that, okay, the problem is still there and you actually never solved it. So why would I now get back with you because we just fucked? Listen, let me just pause there. Fucking does not solve your relationship problems, okay? If I hear another person say, we argued and then we had makeup sex, honey, okay, makeup sex is perfect. Makeup sex is actually very beautiful. But let me just sit here and say to you right now that makeup sex does not solve your relationship issues. All it does, okay, you know what it does? Let me tell you what it does. You know you go to bed at night, right? And you cover yourself with a blanket. Okay, so the blankets is the makeup sex. Your body underneath that blanket is the issues that lie in your relationship. Okay? So you could cover yourself up all you want. You could cover the problems with the blanket, with the makeup sex all you want. But when you take off that blanket, the shit that you was just going through is still going to be there. Period. Okay, honey? And until you strip off the sheets and strip off the fucking pillow covers, wash it, okay? Meaning until you reveal what the problem is, how you're gonna fix it, you know, what it takes to fix it, and how to move on, you're always gonna have dirty sheets. You're always gonna have a problem. You're always gonna have a cover-up. Like, I hope that makes sense to you. You're always gonna have a fucking problem. So yeah, so makeup sex may fuck, and they may, well, makeup sex can't fuck, but while makeup sex may feel so good, and it's like, damn, like, you just know how to solve my problems, you're not solving shit. And I can guarantee you that while you're probably having sex during makeup sex, that you're most likely thinking about the problem that you had prior to. Which is why sometimes you get mad all over again after the sex is done. But you're not hearing me. So are you guys really friends? It depends. Like, those feelings sometimes could get really just overwhelming. So could you still be in love with an ex but not want the relationship?
Yes, and yes.
Because sometimes people have a hold on you, honey. Listen, you can deal with an ex. You can still love them. You can still care for them. You can still, genuinely want to do things for them. But that doesn't mean that you need the relationship back. Sometimes people are genuinely just great as friends. Sometimes people's personality shines brighter when they're just a friend to you versus their personality being a little bit dull because the pressure of what it takes to be a man or be a woman or trans or whatever in that relationship. Okay, so it's not always easy. Sometimes people just have a hold on you. Sometimes people just will always have like that part of your heart that generally just it just stays with them. And it doesn't mean that your heart can't go for somebody else. It doesn't mean that while you're in love with someone else that you're not loving them completely because a part of your heart is someplace else. It just means that that person and you were together and were in love so much, and unfortunately it didn't work out for whatever reason, but you guys were in love so much that you cannot transfer that love over to somebody else. You not have to give somebody else another part of you. Most of the time, people just recycle their hearts. Let me just say that, okay? Most of the time when you're in relationships, you're recycling your heart. Like, you're giving your heart to somebody new. It's already been tried before, used before, and it's not a bad thing, because recycling is actually really good for Earth. So recycling your heart is really good for the next person, because now you know what's toxic, now you know what's damaging, and you don't want to go through that again. So you just recycle your heart, and here you go, boop, a new one. Now you're gonna try new things with this person, and hopefully they don't damage your heart, and then you can just keep that recycled heart forever.
I hope that makes sense.
There's nothing that you can do with a person that has a hold on you. You just have to just move on. There are some things that a person can do that can't be repeated in another relationship. And if you look for it in your next relationship, you're always going to be unhappy because you're not finding it. And that's when problems happen. Remember I told you the 80-20 rule? When you have an 80% and then they're lacking something in that 20, and then you find someone that has that 20, but that 20% could be your ex. And you're not trying to go back to your ex because obviously it wasn't working out. But they have that 20% they have is probably like a piece of your heart. So listen, just don't go back.
Don't go back.
You're gonna end up cheating. And if you don't know anything about cheating, go see my last video, okay? Just don't even do it.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Some things need to be left over here, and you need to give yourself room for other things, okay? If you're recycling your heart, then make sure you leave the things that you don't want with that person, so that when you're cleaned up and fixed and you got yourself together, you could be ready for the next person. When is the right time to let go of that person or to try the relationship again? There's no right answer for that. I feel like the right time is when your mind and your heart are synchronized together. You need to be honest with yourself and say, okay, if we get back together, is this going to be progressive? Is this going to make sense? Is this going to hinder me mentally, okay, and physically? Because when you're stressed, that affects you all over, not just in your brain, not just in your mental. It really affects you all over, and it spills into your work, your family dynamics. It spills into how you deal with other people. So is this going to cause me stress, or is it going to bring me a new sense of joy? If you broke up with someone, right, and you're friends with benefits and it's working out, okay, great. But then you figure out that, okay, well, I can't let you go for whatever reason. Even if I try to take other people, you're still there. And then you gotta be careful, because sometimes they could be there and you just miss them, or they could be there and you like really miss them, miss every single thing about them, and it's spilling over into the 80 now. So is that alright? What do you do? I don't know. You just gotta be careful, right? Then you have to tell yourself, okay, if I do this again with you, am I willing to deal with the heartache and the heartbreak that's gonna come with it again? Maybe this is just weird for me to say, but I feel like you never really know how much you love someone or how much you want to be with someone until you break up with that person, and then you realize that even if I get back with you and I break up with you again, I don't want to break up with anybody else but you. I don't want to break up with anybody else but you. That's how much I love you, that I'm willing to try it again, do it again, figure it out, and just go through everything again. And that to me is love. Not everyone is willing to try things out 11 times. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that you guys have some figuring out to do. And it just takes a person to say, you know what? I want to figure it out with you. Or it takes someone to say, you know what? I don't want to figure it out with you. And that is also okay. The bonus question is, should you or should you not introduce your ex to your new boo or bae? You know, my response to that is, why the fuck would you want to do that? What is the point of you doing that? I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna compare their sex game. They're gonna compare like how much times they can make you laugh. They're gonna compare how much money they have. Like, what is the point of having your ex and your new thing together? So your ex, who wasn't good enough for you, is not gonna tell you somebody else is good enough for you? I don't understand. I mean, it could work. Don't get me wrong. Some people are comfortable with like, hey, so-and-so, I'm talking to somebody new, and I want you to get to, you know, not get to know them. I want you to feel them out and let me know if they're good for me. What do you think? Me personally, I'm not about to be asking nobody that I fucked around, that I dated, that I loved at one point in time, if the next bitch is good for me. What is this? Well, she gonna be a queen, honey. I'm just not doing that. I know what's good for me. That's like seeking approval from somebody else for you. That's not what's happening. You need to approve what's good for you yourself 100% wholeheartedly. You need to know what's best for you, what works for you, and what makes you happy. I just don't see the point. And I've seen so many celebrities do that. Like, they have like their old boyfriend or their old wife meet their new the new potential whatever and ask their opinion. Well, unless you still gonna be having sex with them, I don't know what the opinion is. I don't know why you need the opinion. I don't even know why you even telling them about the person in the first place. Especially if you ain't got no kids. What's this?
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand.
I don't understand. Can't bother. So yeah, so should you remain friends with an ex? It depends. It depends on if you really want the friendship. Okay? Don't confuse the friendship for a confused ship. Don't confuse the friendship for a situationship. Don't confuse the friendship for a benefit ship. Don't confuse the friendship for no kind of shit, because it will just end in shit. Just don't do it. It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. Either we friends or we not. And some exes are really great as just friends. Some exes are they're just cool people. And, you know, I feel like if you're gonna be an ex, just be an ex. If you're gonna be an ex that's not a friend, then just be a friend. And if you are dating someone or you're in a relationship with someone and you realize that your ex has some type of hold on you, let me just say this: don't put yourself in situations where you're gonna be wanting or needing or desiring that ex again. The ex is a 20%. And what I always say, never leave your 80% that you have at home for a 20%. So if there's some things that, you know, that your ex does, you're feeling that spark, or you're feeling that want or need or whatever, it's okay to have those feelings. I'm not saying don't have feelings. We're human. I'm just saying don't put yourself in a situation where you may want to explore those feelings. You understand? So thank you for watching my video again. Thank you for joining Imani's Clubhouse again, for tuning in. I love you guys so much, but please don't take that to heart. I don't even know you to love you that much, but I love the fact that you're watching my shit. Okay? We'll get to love each other. We see each other. Alright? So, peace and blessings. Love. Oh, honey.
It's upsetting me and my homegirl because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go
To Imani's Clubhouse.
damn, what the hell, because you got